Most people believe the 1% are defined by what they own. They are wrong. The 1% are defined by what they protect. From the Medici banks of the 15th century to the shadowy family offices of 2026, wealth has never been about the broadcast. It has always been about the architecture of silence. While the masses spend their lives begging for digital validation from strangers, the truly elite are building systems to ensure their names never appear in a public database. They understand a truth the world has forgotten, that once your wealth is seen, it becomes a target. Today, we are decoding the history of the silent empire and why the ultimate luxury in a connected world is being completely, intentionally invisible. To understand the future of your wealth, you must look at the Renaissance. The Medici family didn't just have money, they had sovereignty. They functioned as a state within a state. When the rest of Europe was focused on land and titles, the Medici focused on something far more powerful: information and liquidity. They pioneered the concept of the holding company before the term existed. They used a web of seemingly independent banks across Europe that were all in reality reporting back to one room in Florence. This was the first invisibility cloak for capital. If one branch was seized or taxed, the core remained untouched. They taught the elite a lesson that still stands today: never keep your assets in the same room where you sleep. True wealth is decentralized. It is a ghost in the machine. In 2026, we see this same blueprint in the form of stealth wealth. The billionaire who wears a plain $80 charcoal t-shirt while controlling a maze of trusts and foundations that own half of a city's real estate. They aren't hiding because they're afraid. They're hiding because they are playing a different game than you. When you look at a high-end penthouse or the interior of a private jet, do not be distracted by the velvet and the marble. Those are just textures. The real value of these spaces is that they are barriers. The 1% standard isn't about sitting in a fancy chair, it's about who is allowed in the room with you. In the 18th century, the salon was where kings and philosophers met to decide the fate of nations. Today, those salons are private lounges in Singapore and unmarked offices in Zurich. These are spaces where the meeting of the minds happens, untraceable, unrecorded, and highly intimate. In these rooms, the conversation isn't about buying things, it's about positioning. It's about the mathematics of risk and the preservation of legacy. The masses are outside the gate, arguing over the price of a watch or the lease on a car. The sovereign is inside the gate, discussing which laws will be written next year. The history of wealth is a history of distance. The more successful you become, the more distance you must put between yourself and the feed. If you are still seeking the approval of people who couldn't find your home on a map, you are not yet wealthy. You are just a high-earning spectator. So, how do you apply the Medici blueprint in an era of total surveillance? It starts with a shift in your financial identity. Most people use their money to make their lives louder. The sovereign uses their money to make their lives quieter. They buy back their time. They buy back their privacy. They invest in invisible assets, education, exclusive networks, and legal structures that provide protection. You must stop treating your life like a reality show. Every time you post a win on social media, you are handing a map to your enemies. You are telling the world exactly where to strike. The truly elite move in the shadows. They are the silent elite. They have reached a level where their presence is optional, but their influence is absolute. They understand that the ultimate status symbol in 2026 isn't a logo. It's the ability to walk through a crowded room and have no one know who you are, while you know exactly who everyone else is. This is the 1% standard. It is a commitment to a life of substance over show. As we move into the next decade, the gap between the broadcast class and the sovereign class will only widen. Ask yourself, are you building a stage Or are you building a vault? If you're ready to stop performing and start building, stay with us. We are just beginning to pull back the curtain. Welcome to the Silent Empire. This is the 1% standard,